What's good, YouTube? I'm Shabazz.
Natty Baps.
We the Baptiste Bros. Welcome to the show. Week 1 recap and analysis. Title is Offenses Looking Shaky Boy. Shakes Boy. Had some great football. We've had some not so good, and we had some mid. Mid, mid,
A,
mid, mid.
a lot
A lot
of
of
mid.
mid offs.
A
A lot
lot
of
of
mid
mid.
offs. No offense, spoiler alert, natural. Your Saints was in the middle off, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, bro.
That
Hold
shit
on.
was
Bro,
that shit was ugly game.
bro. So you only watch Red Zone, right?
Yeah.
You don't be watching your team from snap to snap every single. You watch Red Zone. You're like, okay, boom, picks. We'll talk about every game. We'll discuss offense is looking shaky, defense is starting off strong, mid offs, etc., etc. You know, but before we begin anything, hey, it's the first week analysis show that we have. You know, it's the first one, so let's make it a good one by making. And if you first time you're watching, please like the video, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend to tell a friend. Man, it was so bad. I don't know if I can do the list. I don't know if I can do it, bro. Week
I
one
don't know.
was,
I'm a
bro.
little
That
tired.
was
My
so
body
hyped,
is sore.
bro. What the? I was so hyped for week one, bro. And yes, it was good to have NFL football back, but I don't know. I mean, let's get right for sure, but
For sure. For sure. For sure.
but I don't know. We gotta start off with a game.
Oh, hold on. Before that,
Holding on. Oh, before that.
what? You gonna click off?
Okay.
All right. So with our picks, we sucked. We were mid. I finished 10-7. You finished 9-8. Week 1.
That doesn't make any sense. There's
What do you
16
mean?
games. How the hell we finish with 17 games?
I miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm 10-6. Sorry. 10-6. Sorry. My bad. My fault game.
I was like, how did bro?
But
I know it's been away from the game, but math.
it was Sunday. It was Sunday night. No, it was Monday night. I'm sorry. 10-6, 9-7. Decent. You know, we call some upsets. You know, we call some guarantees. The Baker Pack did not hit. He smoked us. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, we'll talk about every
We'll
game.
talk about that.
We gotta start somewhere. Now we gotta start somewhere.
All right. You right.
All right. So Thursday night football. Everybody was hype about it. I was hype. Hey, Lions. Lions upset the Chiefs at home. Week 1. Mahomes' first loss, week 1 loss in his entire career. He threw a back-breaking pick 6, but it wasn't really his fault. Let's talk about it. Lions showed up. They ran the ball extremely well. They pounded the rock. They controlled time of possession. The way you beat the Chiefs is you keep Mahomes off the field. You convert on third down. You be tricky. Hey, 9 minutes into the game, they want to throw a fucking fake punt on their own 25. They're like, yo, we're 4th and 2. We got to go for it. Dan Campbell has balls of steel. It worked out. If it didn't work, he would be, oh my God, how can you do a fake punt? But later, it's crazy. Later on in the same, like the fourth quarter, they punted it back to Matt Holmes instead of going for it. Like midfield, there's 4th and 3, and they didn't go for it. And I was like, they ended up winning the game, but still, I guess the big takeaway from this game, Kansas City without Travis Kelce has no weapons whatsoever. And Jawan Taylor, bro, I'm watching the entire game, bro. False starts the entire time that they're not calling it because it's the Chiefs. Because it's Sunday night. They don't want the refs to take over. But literally he's lining off the ball, which not necessarily an issue. But my boy is twitching. He's doing a little twitch every single play. And that is a false start. That literally is the definition of starting before the game, before the snap. Every single time. Boy, my boy was doing a jerk every single snap. And I'm watching it, I'm like, bro, you're literally false starting every single time. But Kadarius Toney, bro.
Cornball, bro.
He did his social media after the game and then ended up reposting the Giants loss. He's like, oh, couldn't be me though. But bro, you literally your drops led to pick sixes. Your drops led to points for the other team. Overall, this game was sloppy. It was, I mean, yeah, it's the first game of the season, week one. A lot of offenses will look shaky. Am I expecting Mahomes like to look shaky again down the line next week? Maybe not. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But Dan Campbell and the Lions, Jared Goff is 2-0 against Mahomes. So I don't know. It's one of those things where like, yeah, the Lions won, but it's like Chiefs definitely should have won the game if the receivers can catch. So hopefully Travis Kelsey isn't out longer. I mean, hey, I think he's been practicing. I mean, he's been off for 10 days. Well, they have the next game 10 days later. So I have no idea. They did sign Chris Jones. He did agree to his 1 year deal. So that pass rush will probably get home more often. And who knows what's gonna happen on Sunday. By the way, peek behind the curtain. I have no idea who I have probably 3 guarantees on Sunday for now, but I gotta do more research for the show tomorrow because I literally have no idea after week one what's gonna happen. Well, what are your thoughts on the Lions Chiefs Thursday night game?
Uh, for it wasn't like fireworks as like I was expecting. I was expecting like 30 something to 30 something, like high scoring. Like the Miami Chargers game, I was kind of expecting that to be the first week. But I think if Kelsey was playing, I do believe the Chiefs would have won. The only reason why I called it upset at all was because he wasn't playing. And I'm happy that turned out the way I expected it to. But how it happened was shaky. The Lions, their defense showed up. Their offense, it gotta turn it up faster. Like the reason why people are bullish on the Lions this season was because of the offense, because you got Amon Ra, because you got Laporte. Good, he was catching things. He was good debut from a rookie. And then you got Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery, bro. You got players like they got talent, and I feel like maybe it's appreciate the Chiefs defense. You went out Chris Jones, like they still like consistently third, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. So maybe giving them more love, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. It's not really much thought I have into it, but I think it was fine. I think it was fine.
I will say something because Nick Wright, Dick Wright's the Chiefs all the time. The 20-0 shit.
Yeah.
If you watch First Things First on Friday, bro, Chris Broussard was cooking him. Greg Jennings was cooking him. One thing he was like, oh, Jared Goff only had 2 touchdowns on the road, hostile environment. Mahomes only had 2 touchdowns, had a lot of chances in the red zone, didn't capitalize. I'm not saying Mahomes is my favorite quarterback. He's the best quarterback in the league, but you got to hold people to those same standards. Nick Wright can't be picking and choosing. Hey, Jared Goff only had 2 touchdowns. Well, he had 2 scoring drives, and the other one was a pick six. He had 1 touchdown. Cool. Mahomes had 4 opportunities in the opposing territory, 5 really, and teams let him down. Yeah, drops happen. Cool. He made plays with his legs, but he only had 2 touchdowns. Gotta have him in the same standard he holds everybody else to. Like, Mahomes is the best. Mahomes Mountain. Like, Mahomes didn't have the best game of week one, but that's just something I wanted to mention.
No, for sure. And you mentioned that I got 2 things to add, and we can move to the next game. So not even at Nick, right? More so just media in general. I want to put out 2 things. One, the consistency like you mentioned for Jared Goff, because last season there was a lot of instances because Dak led the league in interceptions, but there was a lot of instances where it was like the receiver they tipped it up and then the DB caught it. So he had a lot of those, and they were like, oh, like they're not bashing Mahomes because he got that equity. I get that. But like, come on, like you gotta be consistent with it. And then the last thing I'll mention, because I gotta bring about Baltimore. All last season, all I was saying like, yo, help give my man Lamar some help. But then everyone is media is like, oh, he gotta get it done. He gotta get it done. But yet he has receivers jumping passes. He has one main weapon in Mark Andrews, and like he can't get it done. And they're crucifying him, but they're gonna let Mahomes rock. Come on, we need consistency, like you mentioned. So, but moving on because we've been chatting for a little too long. So they gotta get it out of here.
and this one message goes for every game. Oh, it doesn't matter. And then, bro, Saints won by 1 point. We'll talk about the Saints. Ravens won by what, 16-ish, right?
Yeah.
The Bengals lost straight up. The Browns dog walked them from start to finish. Joe Burrow looked just bad. Weather, had something to do with it. But you call this upset perfectly. Browns defense got after that bad offensive line the Bengals have. They spent money trying to revamp this position, and it did not work. It did not work. And Orlando Brown got cooked by Myles Garrett. You know what's funny, bro? I did not know that video existed, bro. He's really fake dribbling above the center, and then he snaps, blows right past him, forces a sack. He didn't get the sack credit. And that's the sad part, too. A lot of these good pass rushers, a lot of them could have way more sacks, but they don't because their job is to get everybody else involved. Like, if Myles Garrett isn't there, this entire game is a bit different. But man, like this was talking about sloppy, bad matchup. Defenses showed up for both teams, but man, quarterback play left a lot to be desired. Joe Burrow is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He only had 80 yards passing. 80 yards. Like that's like what? Like 34 passes for 80 yards? That's abysmal. And he owned it. He's like, this is the worst game of my career. Right, a lot of quarterbacks didn't have the breakout. Oh my God, this is their league, this is their time. Defenses are catching up to these guys now. Again, week 1 always kind of has that anomaly. Oh, we don't know who's real, what unit's real. Browns defense, even from last year, they carried a lot of those like close games. It just their offense couldn't do anything. So now they're finally getting some offensive production from Deshaun Watson. That's great, but like man. This was mid off. This sucked. Joe Burrow is now 1-6 against the Browns in his entire career. That's the one team he just seems that has their number, and that happens in the league. That happens. Matchups make fights. Styles make fights, and it's kind of crazy. And the one thing I was gonna say before when we moved on to this game, right? Everyone's the Chiefs' loss has an asterisk to it, right? It's week 1. Like, a loss is a loss. You lose. Like Joe Burrow, he's want to throw this game film away. That's fine. Every team who won, it doesn't matter if it's by 1 point, by 2 points, or by 40. Your job is to stack wins when you can, especially early in the season. And you lose, your job is to stop that losing streak from continuing. There's no asterisk with L's. You don't say you're 0-1 with an asterisk. No, you are 0-1. So the commentary about national, Chiefs will be fine. Yeah, teams can be fine in the future. That's fine. But saying this loss doesn't count because you got beat. Oh, he didn't have his best weapon. Bullshit. No, you lost. GG's. So that's something I was really passionate about. I was like, bro, what? Chris Collinsworth said it. No, Mac Tweet. One of those two said it in the Thursday Night Football broadcast. It's this loss. Oh, it really has an asterisk.
It was Tirico for sure. Yeah.
Tirico. I'm like, bro, they lost. Give credit to the Lions for showing up. Give credit to the Lions for being healthy. It's a war of attrition. But, man, Joe Burrow looked bad. So that's all I really got to say on that game. This is your AFC North, the AFC Mid, because all y'all offenses looked shaky.
Yo, man. Chill.
So we're talking. All
right. So on Wednesday we do a segment called "Lock the Fuck In" before we tweak out. Right, it's accredited to Chris Broussard's Buzz List. Right, we had Deshaun Watson on it, and I gave him like an orange, yellow. Like it wasn't good, but he wasn't bad. He did enough to win the game, which I really wanted him to. I wanted him to like air it out, go crazy. I expected a shootout, but it was a middle because the rain was crazy. But the Bengals can't stop the run. We knew this. Jesse Bates looking like they kept the wrong person. I don't know. Hey, they couldn't pay him a little extra. Now he's in Atlanta going crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. We kept bum ass Mixon. He ain't do shit. Right now you signed Joe Burrow literally on like Thursday, right before the game started, and then now T McGee is not gonna be the next season because you're gonna resign Chase. Like it's weird, and your offensive line is still ass. You just cut Lyle Collins today. It's
I didn't even know
crazy.
that. Holy shit, I didn't even know that.
That's insane. Like, bro, the Browns are actually like they can be consistent like this. Defense running the ball with Nick Chubb, and if Deshaun Watson get better and better every game, yo, they're gonna be a scary out for the whole AFC. But I ain't worried. But they did the job. They did the job, and I called the upset. I was like, bro, like when you don't practice for the whole off season because of a calf, nursing the calf, and you're not really trying, you're not confident. He's moving like I'm watching highlights. He's like a little nervous. So how do you get the game reps? This happened last year. They started 0-2, and then they capped off like 12 straight wins and all that. So I'm not that concerned about Burrow. I am concerned about the offensive line because they're going to keep playing defenses who want to hit them. Speaking of that, we'll talk about that tomorrow when Ravens play. But speaking of Ravens, I'm happy we caught the dub. As y'all can see, I am a Ravens fan. If you're not new to this, be true to this. For me, Baltimore fan. I'm happy we caught the dub. Right. I'm happy with the way my defense showed up. Oh, hello.
I'm trying to give you the.
It's okay, man. I don't need that. It's all good. Okay, cool. We Gucci, man. So defense showed up well, right? And I'm looking up the stats because I am a stats guy. Stats don't tell the whole story, but they for the purpose I want to make. I looked at that the other day. See. Okay, so we won 25-9. In terms of yards, we didn't really need to go off like that. Our defense really carried. However, I will say 3 things. One, if you're new to this show, what we do, Natural's mantra is 2 things: penalties, turnovers, taking care of the ball and not doing dumb shit to have the opposition extend drives. That's literally what we were doing. Because it literally could have been like 40-9, if that. We could have really spanked them. But we kept on third downs. Oh, we get a stop. Oh, holding on the defense. Hands to the face on the defense. Dumb shit. And stopping drop on offense. Where we get a first down. Holding. Take it back. Do it again. But bro, like shit like that cannot happen. Right? That's the first thing I'm gonna say. The second thing I'm gonna say, which is kind of second and third thing, I'm happy with Zay Flowers. I'm happy with OBJ. He has some clutch pat on PI calls and a good catch to close out the game. We gotta get them more involved. But also prayers, J.K. Dobbins. Yo, it's a shame because if I know his story, like he was injured last year, came back, helped us win some games. Contract year, he got injured his Achilles. He's out for the season. I hope we do right by him and give him like a 1-year deal. Not too lucrative, of course. He got to earn it, but like hopefully we can keep him on the team. Injuries. Marcus Williams got injured. Ronnie Stanley got injured. Mark Andrews is already hurt. But I don't know what's going on. But the last thing I will say before we pass on to Natural, about my Ravens, about Texans, they saw some good things. They saw some bad things. He's a rookie quarterback. We all rookie quarterbacks pretty much lost. Like it's just a thing. Like literally, they all lost like all in 3. So like he'll get there. I see potential in him. But about my Ravens, and this has been a trend throughout the whole league. I don't know when it started. But probably started with Sean McVay. Preseason, you think, oh, I don't watch preseason, but it actually matters. Especially when we have a new offensive coordinator. Because the first time we're trying out all these sets and motions and new plays is when week 1 starts. That shouldn't be a thing. Now imagine we had played a better team than the Texans. Then the first time you're debuting any new moves and new plays is week 1. That's not the time to experiment. You're supposed to experiment during practice and during the preseason, especially with a new OC, especially with new weapons like OBJ and Zay Flowers to get their timing and their rhythm right. Now, if you're nursing injury, get back slowly, sure. But like for us, this preseason was crucial to get timing right, to get plays right. We were gallivanting about, Zay Flowers looking good in camp, OBJ is looking good in camp, But if we're not seeing anything, it's kind of hard to put that on paper. Put that like, oh yeah, we solidified here. Now, some of the run schemes was great. I saw a run where we was pulling guards and then Gus Edwards took the ball and that was awesome. More of that, please. But like you could tell we were rusty. We could tell we were sloppy because we don't get the reps in the preseason. Lamar had a pick. He fumbled twice, but the guard had picked it up. And one of those is in the red zone. We can't do that. We can't have those turnovers, bro. Because eventually it's going to come to bite us in the ass when it matters most. Now, Lamar, he ain't through the best passing game, but all right, cool. But we're supposed to cook these boys. And I'm disappointed. I'm happy we got the dub because 1-0 sounds a lot better than 0-1. But, yo, come on. We play the Bengals this week. We know how much I despise these motherfuckers, bro. We got to show up offensively. Defensively, I have no complaints.
Yeah.
So, offensively, got again.
The only that is two things I'll say. One, you mentioned about CJ Stroud with the Texans. Solid-ish debut. Yeah, you playing a gauntlet defensively against like, bro, like that was like bullying, bro. Like, why y'all gotta do that man like that? But he doesn't have any weapons, bro. Like, there's nobody that strikes fear in the defense. Maybe Damian Pierce, but just stack the box against him and then literally try to make him try to do something, right? So CJ Stroud, despite everything, was like throwing dots and had some good plays. He did throw a few picks. That's neither here nor there. Zay Flowers, I gotta give him a lot of credit. He's already starting to build that connection with Lamar. He's already starting to do that, and that's something that's like down the line, like week 8, week 9, you're gonna be like, wow, this guy's like potential for rookie of the year because yeah, OBJ had a clutch catch at the very end. He forced a offensive pass. Well, he forced defensive pass interference. So like OBJ's always gonna be that guy who's gonna be like, oh, he's like a star or whatever. But in terms of like those nitty gritty catches, like moving the chains, Zay Flowers was making plays consistently, and I was really proud of him for that. Bucks Vikings, man, this game sucked. Jefferson, bro, if he's not the best receiver in your mind, bro, he literally was like carrying this team. What? Shut up. Baker Mayfield didn't beat him though. Baker Mayfield.
Say that again. Say that again. Huh?
I will not say it again. Kirk Thuggins did not show up. You talking about red zone interceptions, bro? Clearly, red zone interceptions. This dude, Kirk Cousins, was always moving the ball. He'll get all the yards, but he could never put them away. Now the Bucks, the NFC South, bro, everyone's older, dude. Bro, 3 teams there's 1-0. That's 3 teams 1-0, and one team play the other. So all y'all niggas who say the NFC South is the worst division, hey, fuck y'all, word. But defensively with the Bucks, man, I gotta give them a lot. They kept them in the game. They forced 3 turnovers. Baker Mayfield, as much as Shabazz shits on him, he made clutch plays when he needed to. And he's a gamer, man. I'm not gonna give him he's still fade Baker, still all that stuff. I think they lose to the Bears next week. But all in all, the Bucks as a whole, they were like, yeah, we're not expected to win. We don't have Tom Brady, and that sometimes does good things for teams. Where there's no pressure, there's no high expectations, there's no we gotta win the Super Bowl or it's a losing season. Sometimes you just go and play the game that you love. You know, you get paid to do, and the game becomes simpler. It becomes why you started playing the game in the first. Play the game in the first place. The Bucks defense has always been great. They will continue to be great. Their players will make plays. I won't be surprised if Baker Mayfield gets benched later on in the season. I won't be surprised because he made some shaky stuff. But when it came to beating the Vikings, 1 p.m. Kirk Cousins, man, that's what I'm saying. Like week 2 is so much harder to predict than week 1 because you still have that preconceived, oh my God, this team can be so good or this team was so good. Conversely, this team sucked so bad, but then they win in dominating fashion week 1, like the Browns, like the Rams. We'll talk about them later. It's like, whoa, damn, what is this team, right? So Bucks showed up defensively, offensively, still got to work out some kinks. Vikings offense, man, they can move the ball. Jordan Addison's gonna be this kid's gonna be special. But they already have another special guy. So they have 2 guys that's going to be like, damn. Like these are, and Jefferson's looking to get paid. It might get that extension relatively soon. That's what the rumors are saying. But hey, I don't know though. I'm not a GM. But good win by the Bucks. Fuck the Bucks, but good win regardless. What do you got? You got to apologize to Baker Mayfield, son.
Fuck no. Nah. I'll give credit where credit's due. We hold ourselves accountable on Baptiste, bro. You know what I'm saying? We still fade Baker, still fuck Baker, but I can admit when he played a good game. He did play a good game. He didn't do too much. He did a dot to Mike Evans, which was really the antithesis of the Baptiste bros. Like, it was a Baker to Mike Evans. Like, fuck Baker, fuck Mike Evans. You're like, God damn. And then he did a dot to close out the game to Chris Godwin. So, like, if we keep doing that, hey, with a defense like the Bucks, because they always have good defense, like, stopping the run was always not a problem for them. So, like, if they can do that, they can be competitive. And but it's still fuck Baker. But I can't admit when he played a good game. I can't admit that. You know what I'm saying? Vikings, this guy lock it. They play the Eagles Thursday, which is gonna be tough. So 0-2 is looking like it worked, but I'm calling the upset. But we're gonna talk about this tomorrow. Panthers Vikings. Panthers Falcons is not really much I want to say, except for that dude B John, man. Like, bro,
touchdown, man.
Touchdown was sexy as fuck. That sounded mookie. I don't care. That shit, my son was, whew, man. And Algier too, like that 1-2. Like, I didn't know how that was gonna play out, but they keep doing that, playing the defense, suffocating defense like that. Hey, they can be competitive. But I will say this: I'm so mad. Desmond Ritter gotta go, bro. He gotta go, man.
Oh my God!
Finish. Right, so I'm glad they caught the win, right? No, I'm glad they caught the win because I like players on that team. But when Drake London doesn't catch a pass, when Kyle Pitts only catches 2 passes, bro, like the quarter, like it should be passed. Like, you're in a passing league, right? It's the pass game should be first with the complement of the run game. We don't be one dimensional. The Ravens, we are living like doing that only goes so far, bro. Like, you got a generational tight end prospect in Kyle Pitts, and Jake London's not a slouch either. Get them the ball, bro. These check downs and all that other stuff. No, like, there was a route Kyle Pitts that ran. I saw a TikTok. He cooked him. He was wide open, but yet check down to Bijan. I get it. He's the best prospect in Saquon. I get that. But come on, son. You got another great prospect here. So, good win for the Falcons, but I
want to mention something because you hit the nail on the head. One, not much to take away from this game. Bijan showed up. He showed why he was like one of the generational running backs. Defense, the new additions, Jesse Bates made hell of plays on that defensive side of the ball. And I was like pleasantly surprised because if you peek behind the curtain, if you don't know, I go to my buddy Corbett's house and we have 4 TVs, right? And he has Sunday tickets. So Saints is on one side, and then we had the Vikings game up top because he actually bet on the Bucks because he hates the Vikings obviously because he's a Bears fan. And on the right TV we had Bijan and the Falcons versus the Panthers. So I'm watching a lot of this game. Their defense is drastically improved from last year. Drastically improved. But what the Falcons want to do, they want to run the ball. They do not want to throw it at all. And that's going to be their downfall because you're going to come to a team that like literally will suffocate you defensively. But you talk about the split carries thing, they'll eventually figure it out. Just like the Lions, they'll figure out, hey, we have a guy. Jameer Gibbs looked explosive off the ball. Bijan looked great, like immediately, screen game, etc. Desmond Ritter. He only he had 3 completions, right? 15 for 18 for 115 yards. 15 for 18 for 115 yards. That's not gonna cut it. And if you incorporate sacks in that, right? The Panthers outgained them. They outgained them. They just fumbles, picks, turnovers. Like, hey, that's what up. Third down, they were 20%. Atlanta. Like, hey, you're getting off the field. You're not doing anything. If it's not your running backs making a big play and doing anything crazy, you're not doing anything. So Desmond has to get better. That's probably credit to the Panthers defense because the Panthers defense is legit. But at some point, when your quarterback rookie can't get you anything, then you're like, damn, what are we gonna do? Cards, Commanders. kind of only watched it for my Survivor pick. I I really have nothing else to add. Like,
Me
Brian,
neither.
I got nothing. I really don't like. Cards fall hard. At some point they were winning, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And Commanders ended up winning. Cool. Survive in advance.
I was sweating my ass off.
But
It was like 16 to 13. I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on right now, son?
Mhm.
I'm like, come on, son. Come on, son. They don't know me, son. Because like, all right, people had to hurt. Survivor pool, me and Nash were in $50 for one slot. So he bought two. I bought one, bro. If I had lost the first week, bro, because of the freaking Commanders, bro, I would have purposely bet fading Commanders the whole freaking season. I don't care. Nah, dub. But they caught the dub, so I survived. I don't gotta pick them again. So fuck them. Cards did their job, played hard enough to win, but they trying to tank for Caleb. We're gonna see.
Yeah.
Jags and Colts, bro. I was pleasantly surprised. And you said, yo, don't be surprised if the Colts win, and they almost did it. Mysterious things happen in Indy, and they legit once they had that freaking fumble six by I think the Forrest Buckner, I was like, I was sweating. I was like, oh shit, here we go. But me, I love chaos. So if an upset like that happens, I'm like, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I don't. I literally don't. But Calvin
You're
really looked amazing. Calvin really looked amazing.
mm-hmm.
He looked like legit. ETN, he had like a breakaway for a 30-yard breaking tackles. Amazing. T Law, amazing. The defense can get got. Can get got. Especially in the run game. Because Anthony Richardson was cooking the boys. And maybe because they probably underestimated him because they didn't know, because obviously you don't know he's a rookie. But if you're a Colts fan, you're like, all right, he's a good dude, very humble. He's someone like I could root for. So they got something there. If they can get something right with JT, hey, they can make some things happen. Because the defense was suffocating the Jags for a little bit and then they broke away. But honestly, good Jags win. They needed it. Cool.
Yeah, you mentioned all the good things about the Jags. Defensively though, like, hey, if you're not facing a rookie with limited weapons, like, hey, Anthony Richardson, he was doing some good stuff, man. He wasn't, and he forced it a little bit. He had a pick. I can live with that. You're trying to make a play. I can live with that. It's like, I don't know. It's not like, oh, the Jags won over that, but Trevor Lawrence looked cool, but they struggled for most of the game against the Colts. And like, you talk about they can get got. Like, offensively, they'll be in every game because again, Calvin really looks sharp. Off for 2 years, receivers are pretty cool at coming back from rest. Like, hey, if we're ready to go, let's make it happen. But man, like, he looked fast, he looked explosive, he got open. He's definitely going to be receiver one, if he's not already. Like, hey, whoever snagged him up in fantasy, like, that's pretty cool. I just think that, hey, there's not much you can take away from this game because the Jags are expected to win. The Colts are rebuilding. This is more for like a Colts future site. It's okay. Can they stack wins? They play the Texans this weekend. I don't know what I want to pick or who I'm going to pick yet. But if we're just talking about who looked better week one, the Colts definitely look way better than the Texans did. But again,
Mm-hmm.
level of competition. Jags are not known for a stifling defense. Ravens are. So it's kind of like, damn, do we throw out that week one film? That's a whole part of week two. Tune in tomorrow for our picks. But a team that looked bad did not arrive, which was shocking. Steelers, bro. Mike Tomlin, bro. I'm like, yeah, like that. This is like one of those you just throw the film away. Bright spot for the Steelers. T.J. Watt, 3 sacks, forced fumble. Like, he's the only person who showed up. Like, if you watch Chisel Adonis commentary, subscribe to his channel. Chisel Adonis, he's awesome. His commentary comes out tonight. I watched it on Patreon. Subscribe to his Patreon. He's like literally saying like the only person who showed up for the Steelers was T.J. Watt. Patrick Peterson got cooked. Your boy, I gotta give you credit because you called her in the summer. Brandon Ayuk looked good. He looked good. That boy
Mm.
good. That boy good. That boy good. I got you called that one, but I'm not saying he better than Debo. Not yet. Not yet. But Christian McCaffrey, and it's weird as I said. Oh, Brock Purdy coming off of elbow surgery. Steelers want to hit him. So he wants to get hit. Can he? He got hit. He got sacked a few times now. But at the end of the day, he like got back up and still delivered the rock. Now again, it's weird because George Kittle, he's a blocking guy, but he can have games where he goes crazy. It's like besides the 2 touchdowns, like it was the Niners defense carried them to victory. Because literally before the touchdown drive in the second quarter, before halftime, they had 1 yard, one total yard. Like Kenny Pickett might not be the guy. Like you have to reevaluate your entire quarterback situation if that's not, bro. He not it. He's not him. And to add salt to the wound, Deontay Johnson, he's out for a few weeks with a hamstring pull. So it's like, damn, they have George Pickens, like you said, can't get separation. He's making great catches, but literally because he can't get separate, he can't he's not fast enough to get separation. You're
Thank
you
you.
start, you kind of on a hot streak.
Yo,
Kind of on
vindication is crazy. I love being right, man. I love being right.
the
I love
Niners
being
showed
right.
up to put a 30 burger on the boys. Mike Tomlin adjustments, he'll be fine. They play the Browns Monday Night Football, the doubleheader. I don't know. Again, I gotta do my research. I gotta figure out what. But if the Browns defense shows up again, like the Niners defense can, bro, like it's gonna be a long season for the Steelers. A very
Mm.
long season.
I think. Well, first off, Kenny Pickett trash. He not it. He not it. George Pickens spectacular catch 99. But I keep saying, and I'm glad. I feel like Nick Wright. I feel like like he had 3 categories. Like what's right at the moment, what's eventually gonna be right, and then what's wrong. I feel like I'm on that type of timing. And then a reach. I always I'm a reach guy. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a reach guy. Fucking call me Dylan Brooks. But he can't create separation. And granted, the corners for the 49ers, they're not the strength of that team. But when you got Nicholas John Bosa creating havoc, Fred Warner catching interceptions, you're like, God damn,
No, he
this
didn't catch
fool.
a pick. He almost caught a pick. He
No,
dropped
Fred
one.
Warner caught a pick.
He did? I thought he dropped one. He almost had a
Nah,
pick, almost a pick six, but he dropped it.
nah, he caught it. He caught it.
Oh,
He
cool.
caught one. I don't know if it was another one, but Fred Warner caught a pick. But regardless, for Brock Purdy, it's like it's on cruise control. He's never gonna win an MVP, nothing like that. But like when your team is good, you just gotta drive the ship on autopilot. Don't make mistakes. If it's a little rocky, take the wheel a little bit, and do all that. He did good. He did well. Ayuk, it's my guy. But I do think for them to go to the next level, they gotta get Debo more involved. They gotta get him in get literally no one wants to tackle him. Like literally, this is what you keep saying. Like give him a wide receiver screen and let him work. The same thing the Ravens do with Zay Flowers, like because he's shifty as hell. Debo is just he'll run a nigga over. So just give him the rock, jet sweep or whatever. Get him involved more, which Kyle Shanahan is definitely capable of doing, and you'll be good. CMC running for $150, that helps too. So it's not really much.
Steelers though, I think their Steelers will be fine. I trust in Mike Tomlin we trust. He's a brother. But they'll find a way to win. They'll win games that they shouldn't, and they'll go from there. All right. Let me talk my shit, bro. Let me talk my shit real quick, bro.
Go ahead. Oh.
I know it sucks. I got you. All right. So those who don't know, obviously, bro, I'm a Saints fan. Duh. There's no gotta be said. So we win. We win 16-15. We forced 5 field goals out of the Titans. One of them, literally the start of the freaking season, Rashid Shaheed fumbles the snap. Fumbles the kickoff. The opening kickoff of the season, he fumbles. Gives him a short field. Defense said, don't matter. We're going to force 3 anyway. Derrick Henry is so I have a lot of favorite players, right? I have a lot of guys that I love a lot. Patrick Mahomes is one. Nick Chubb is another. Derrick Henry is the third guy I love a lot. And I was nervous as hell when I saw. I'm like, fuck, we played the Titans week 1. Damn, we gotta stop Derrick Henry. And he averaged about 4 yards a carry, 15 carries for 63 yards. Right? It's like damn, but like, which is great, cool, and he had like a massive screen run. It was like a 50-yard reception, 51-yard reception screen. I was like, Derrick Henry catching screen passes. What are we doing here? What are we talking about here? So besides those 2 big plays, and again, they ended up in 3 points anyway. I kept saying the same thing, and my buddy Corbett can attest to this. Defense would get. We had 3 picks off of bum ass Ryan Tannehill. I was like, yo, he sucks. And hopefully people are like, yeah, this guy needs to get out of there. DeAndre Hopkins, he had 7 catches for 65 yards. Cool, 7 catches, fantastic. Marshawn Lattimore, that's a clamp because he literally caught a pick. He mossed him. Straight up mossed him. So D-Hop kind of slow. Whatever, Traylon Burks, he didn't get a catch to the 4th quarter. So it's one of those things where we're playing prevent defense, and they start still moving up the ball, and again, they force 3. My offense. So as Shabazz said earlier, if you're new to the show, you're like, okay, what do these 2 people value? I say the same thing. And this last year killed me, and I almost had gray hairs, and I almost pulled out my beard here. Turnovers, penalties. Saints had 7 penalties. Again, it's like what the actual blank. 7 penalties, drive killers. Before the drive can even get started, boom, holding, offense. Now instead of it being 2nd and 5, it's 1st and 20. It's like, damn, we can't even. Our entire game plan for the drive ends because you're going to start off with a holding penalty or a false up, whoop, pass interference, offense, or whatever. But I'm happy. We got to clean up our offensive line. Derek Carr got sacked 4 times. Trevor Penning, our left tackle, who's supposed to be like he's a mauler in the run game, but in the passing game, he got like beat a lot. And we did get lucky with a fumble. That wasn't a fumble. That kind of wasn't. But Derek Carr still threw a pick though in the red zone. We're like, bro, we can go away with touchdowns here. We gotta start. So we gotta stop settling for 3. We gotta start getting touchdowns. Literally, we kicked. It was field goal, punt, field goal, and it's all that other stuff. So it's like at some point we gotta understand. Damn, like your defense is balling out. Your defense will ball out for the entire season, right? But we gotta get points when we need it. We gotta get touchdowns, not field goals. So if I had 3 things to take away from this game, defense, ball the freak out, and oh my god, like just the defense always. And I'm always just proud to have a good defense because that travels. Weather, non-related, it could be in the dome, it could be outside in a rainstorm. As long as you have, or the snow blizzard game, whatever. If you have a good defense, you'll be fine. But you got to get points on the board. Now, I will say, I don't know if you've noticed this or seen this on TikTok or whatever, but Derek Carr called his shot. He had like 300 yards passing, whatever. But he's like, yo, we got to put these boys away. 4th quarter, it's 3rd and 7. They have a timeout left. And if we get a first down, the game's over. He's like, yo, Rashid, 1, redeemed himself. 2, he's like, yo, go deep. We're going to end this game right now. Drops back, 3rd and 7, launches a dot. Shaky, bang. First down, game over. We go home happy. We win by 1 point. Yes, I would have wished it was more for the cover purposes and for the over. But again, I don't care if we win by 1 point, 40 points. Doesn't matter. Saints win. And that's what we got to get those wins early. Right? Our schedule does get harder towards the back end of the season. So we got to get these wins now while we can. Lastly, Olave? Bro, Olave was cooking, bro. Olave had 8 catches for 112 yards. Michael Thomas came back with a vengeance. 5 catches, 61 yards. Didn't get hurt. Whew, great. Rashid Shaheed, 5 catches, 89 yards. We're spreading the ball around. The one problem that I will say that we had, and I'll bring you back into this because you probably didn't really watch the game. One problem that the Saints have, we can't run the ball. We cannot run the ball. We had 2 yards of carry.
that's gonna alleviate itself. You know what I'm saying?
And
When
yeah, we had
Alvin
bro.
Kamara comes back, when your rookie Kendrick Miller comes back, that'll be alleviated. You know, Jamal Williams is good, but he's more of like a goal line threat. He's not
Yeah,
really like a.
bro. It literally
He's
was like 2 yards. It would be first 10. Oh, first and 10. Cool. Let's run the ball. Bro, second and 8. Oh, we get a great run from somebody else. Taysom Hill. Oh, first 5 yard run. Cool. And then we run the ball. Be 30-3. It's like that's just those kind of drives are just end because you can't run the ball. You can't milk the clock because you can't get a first down running the ball. Like, yes, those things will remediate themselves. You'll get players who come back from injury or suspension in Kamara's case. But hey, I was real proud of our defense. I was proud of Derek Carr, even though it was the pick that he forced. He didn't have to. He managed the game. He did what he was supposed to do. In the receiving core that we have playmakers. Just run the ball, stop turning the ball over, and stop committing dumb penalties, which all hopefully should remediate itself. But that's really it. And yeah, so that's all I really got to say on that game. Word.
uh shout out to the Saints. You know what I'm saying? Both our teams won. You know, and us, hey, us, hey. From what I did see, it was your defense showed up. Uh, your offense, you know, left a lot to be desired, but that's okay because the Titans actually have a pretty good defense. Like if you don't watch football, like, and I said, oh yeah, the Titans can be competitors here, you look at me crazy, but like their defense is the reason why. Like offense, no. I'm surprised Ryan Tannehill was still playing. I'm surprised he didn't get benched. But hey, I don't know though. I think you said the penalties and turnovers. Like literally, that's the recipe, like for disaster. So that'll alleviate itself. Dennis Allen, no offense, not a good coach, but I love like when you mentioned Derek Carr calling his shot. I love that. Like that's the kind of shit like to really like get a team behind you, like believing in your other players. Like yo, she run fast, get open. I got you. Like shit like that is definitely good vibes and good karma, good energy for your Saints going forward. Fucking A. Fucking A, bro, bro, bro. Yo. At this point, bro, even when I root for the brother, he lets me down, bro. It's at the point where I'm fading the Broncos every week. It's on that type of timing because, bro, you lose to the Raiders with Jimmy G. Your defense allows 17 points, but you only score 16. How? How, my brother? How? It makes no sense. Legit makes no sense, bro. I get it. Your receiving core is a little injured. Jerry Judy's out. Tim Patrick's out. But Cortland Sutton's pretty good. Greg Dulcich got injured. You got Adam Troutman. Okay. Javante was cooking. Now I put some of the blame on Sean Payton as well because you could have ran the ball a little bit more. You could have got a little more screen game action. Give Javante more touches. Pete Ryan more touches. That's fine. It will alleviate itself week 2. But for week 1, bro, when I actually had faith that I was going, I went and literally no one talked about it. Like no one is talking about. I mean, Monday they did like, oh, Colin Coward, like he was efficient but not great. Like he was calm. It was all right, but you didn't lift up the team like we needed. The defense calm, kind of easy because unfortunately, what's Jacoby Myers got injured. I'm glad
Right.
he's all right though. Glad
Praise
he's all
him.
right though. But like, yo, you would expect like Raiders about to spank him, but like, yo, they got Devontae. He did decent. He did decent. Like not even decent. He was ass. I ain't gonna lie. Patrick Surtain locked him up this time. But Jacoby Myers went off. Josh Jacobs was ass. Defense was suffocating him. But Jimmy G is a winner. Like that's literally what he does. He just wins. Ugly ways, whatever. It wins as a QB stat. That's what people saying. I don't believe it, but hey, it's whatever. He wins. Shit.
Hey, just one baby.
Fucking Broncos, man.
Just one baby. That's all I gotta say, man. Like, it's weird that the team that won, you're not really talking about them. Like Jimmy G won. Oh, 1 point. The story continues from last year. One, Sean Payton. As much as I love him, bro, hey, he's always a Saints legend. He got us a Super Bowl, right? That the way he starts the game off, calling an onside kick. that's it's again, it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? If it works, oh, cool. Oh my god, so innovative. Like you get all the credit in the world. But when it doesn't work, then you're like, oh, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing, son? So it's kind of like one of those things was like you want to start the era off your way. And Nick Wright, as much as I talk shit about his predictions and his bets, he went 2-3, and on national TV, these are the three guarantees of the week, and all of them lost. So it's kind of crazy, but it's like, bro, he's talking about like Sean Payne. It was more about him. It was more about his style, his way to win, and they lost again because you're supposed to be the offensive minded, one of the best offensive minds in the game of all time, and you still only mustered up 16 points. Boom. That's kind of weird. But all right, this game was bad. I didn't really watch it because I was really watching this game. Oh man. Firstly, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Don't sit
You
there.
fucking
Like,
convinced me. I told you I was rocking with you. You let me down. You let me down, actually. You
all right,
let me down.
let's break it down as fast as possible because we haven't even got to like the good games yet, which is insane. Packers showed up. Packers smoked the Bears. What's new? Fields fumble, pick. He's trying to do too much. He didn't really get DJ Moore involved, which is like, damn, you're supposed to get your new guy involved, and you didn't do that. Defensively, we're like, oh, cool. You're spending money on defense. You're trying to get Tremaine Edmonds. You're getting guys, Yannick Ngakoue. He had a sack, but it's like, bro, Jordan Love in his real first start in a hostile environment, quote unquote hostile environment, made it look like this was a home game. It was playing like Pee Wee football. Wasn't really pressured like that. It was just overall just a bad game from start to finish. That's coaching. That's play. That's every from an organizational standpoint. It's one of the worst games that I've seen because you just weren't prepared. Justin Fields running for his life. It's similar to the Joe Burrow thing where you're like, okay, give him an offensive line and let him cook. Bro, the reason why he was running and doing all those crazy athletic plays was because he didn't have an offensive line. And what showed up again? No offensive line. Like he's like literally doing play action boots, and as soon as he does a fake and he looks to his left shoulder, boom, he's being tackled already. It's like he has no time to do anything. Now we talk. The overall theme is offenses look shaky, right? That's the over. Week one had a lot of bad offenses. We'll talk about a great game next that did not have lacking offense, but lacking in quarterback efficiency from one guy. We'll talk about him in a second. But it's like, damn, what the actual F? Defenses didn't catch up to you so fast, bro. I know offensive line, you have a lot of rookies or second guys who haven't played together. Offensive lines will gel throughout the course of the season. They'll offensive lines typically get better as the season goes on. So I'm not really that concerned. But Khalil Herbert couldn't do much. I'm hyping him up in the offseason. Justin Fields, of course, I hyped him up a lot. He didn't do much. And DJ Moore got clamped by Jai Alexander. That's no ways to put about it. He got clamped. And for the Packers, Aaron Jones, he tweaked his hamstring. So it's like he actually had a fantastic game. And give love to Jordan Love. He it's kind of like, hey, manage the game. Don't fuck it up. Don't turn the ball over. Don't force things. Don't commit dumb penalties. And a lot of times you can win you'll win games by not shooting yourself in the foot. Make the plays when you need to. Be athletic. Run for first downs. And just don't fuck up. Whoever team messes up less typically wins. And the Packers took care of business. That's
I don't
all I
really
got.
have much to add, bro. That game was just it started off competitive, and then like the Packers just like opened that door and just whoosh. That's pretty much it. But eh, 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 eh. Pick the wrong side. But the reason why I'm doing my evil laugh because I played Jason in fantasy. Jason likes to talk a little smack. He's like, oh, after because the last person he needed to play was Tony Pollard, right? So he's like, oh, after Tony Pollard, I'm gonna FaceTime you when I win. Talk all that shit. I'm like, cool, cool, cool. I'm humble. Humble, I'm chilling. I'm losing. I'm down a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I'm down a little bit. But feel me? You got Tua throwing for 460. You got Tyreek 10 for 200, 2 touchdowns. That shit helps you catch a clutch dub in fantasy. So shout out to them too. Um, both teams can get scored on. Both teams, maybe later in the season when Jalen Ramsey comes back, the defense will be better because Xavier Howard can't cover both Jalen Waddle. Not hard. You can't cover Keenan Allen and Mike Will. Like it's kind of hard. My beef was with the Chargers though. I ain't gonna lie. My beef was with the Chargers only because from what I did see, Herbert wasn't really throwing the ball like down the field like that. He was very limited. Like a lot of check down. Again, you got Eckler, you got Joshua Kelly, who they actually ran the ball fairly well, which is surprising because they really didn't do it before. But in terms of you got a speedster in Johnston, you got Keenan Allen who can get open, and you got Mike Will contested catch on 99. Like, bro, do some deep shots, mix it up a little bit, because you're playing that like conservative shit. It's not good. It is not okay. And you say like everyone says, oh, he has a rocket arm. He has the best arm in the league. Show that shit off. Not excessively, but if you have like on like first down, hey, real quick, see just to see, just see what the vibes, you know. And then you can go back to the eye, check it down, get some yards on checking down, third down, whatever. But like, bro, like the play calling was very conservative, very scary. Versus Miami, they were aggressive. Like, yo, like we're gonna try to do some deep shots. Tua threw an interception to J.C. Jackson. The next drive went right back at him. Aggressive. I like that because it's like you for quarterbacks, you gotta be a fish mind, or you gotta forget. Don't let that shit affect you. Like you're gonna throw interceptions, you're gonna throw bad passes, but move on. I really applaud Mike McDaniel and Tua because like Brian Flores, he's a brother, love him to death, but like yo he wasn't really that positive reinforcement for Tua. He didn't have that for him. Mike McDaniel is like hilarious, a good dude, and he wants the best for Tua. And his play designs is amazing. So those elements right there, you kind of like when you have someone believe in you, it's easy to like feel motivated and want to prove them right. Not even to prove yourself wrong. I mean, prove yourself right, vindicate yourself. But you got someone vouching for me, and like, yo, he's my guy. He's the guy. Helping him, and it doesn't hurt to have two of the fastest motherfuckers in the league either. So shout out to Miami Chargers. They're gonna get right. They're gonna get right, I think. But they just got to be more aggressive. I think.
Agreed on that. Dolphins, there's no way. Why are you playing man coverage, bro? Why the fuck are you playing man coverage against Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle? Why? Why? Brandon Staley, you're supposed to be a defensive minded coach, bro. That's how your specialty. That's how you got why you got hired. The Sean McVay coaching tree. You was on defense on that Super Bowl team. Why the hell are you playing? Like why the man coverage? J.C. Jackson got toasted. No pressure from Khalil Mack. Return of the Mack. No pressure from Nicholas John Bosa's older brother. Like none of that. Where you're paying these guys to perform and they're not performing. We talked about offensive lines looking.
Yo, the Dolphins line is ass. Teron Armstead's injured.
Teron Armstead didn't even play. Armstead didn't even play the left tackle. You're talking about wanting to put a hit on the quarterback. Obviously, you don't want to end the guy's career. Tua could have been looking shaky, trying not to get hit. Because again, one more concussion kind of thing, and that could end his life, in his career. Obviously, God willing, that doesn't happen. But it's like, bro, like you're paying these guys to go after the quarterback. Khalil Mack, I didn't know he was playing. Didn't even know he was there. Joey Bosa, didn't even know he was there. And you're like, damn, the offense, they scored 34 points. Yeah, they could have scored more. Yeah, they settled for 3 when they shouldn't have ever. But it's like, you can't put that on the offense. You're playing man coverage against the two of the fastest people in the entire league. And everyone agrees, Tua, if he stays healthy, is one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Accurate as fuck.
Accurate as hell. You give him time and you give him two guys who can go take a 5-yard screen to the house, bro, like in Bama, you're giving him a chance to be great again. And it's also week one. Yeah, I know defenses will catch up / offenses will catch up. But you're playing probably the marquee game of the day. And you're like, oh, Justin Herbert, Tua Tagovailoa, right? We're going to play man coverage. We think our guys are better than your guys, and we're just going to play man coverage with no adjustments. Dumbass. Just dumb. And Tyreek saying he want to go for two bands, that's hella possible. Now, I'm pretty sure most teams won't play man coverage against him. But damn, he can cook. He can eat. And again, I picked the Dolphins to win the division. If Tua stays healthy, and that's a big if, that offense looks fantastic. Defense got to clean up a lot, and that's shaky. But hey, you want to get in shootouts with everybody? That's good for your fantasy team.
Indeed.
Team that wasn't good for fantasy, Eagles, Patriots. I didn't really watch it. I know the Eagles got a pick. Shout out to Darius Slay. Eagles offense looked hella shaky. Yeah, rain didn't really help. They got one touchdown from Devonta Smith, but other than that, like they did nothing. Like they were up 16-0 at half, and it was just probably like on cruise control. They settled for 3 field goals, and they got to 25. Mac Jones threw for 300. Mac Jones threw for 300 yards in our defense. I talked about it. The defense is full of Georgia dogs, yeah, but the corners can't get, except for Darius Slay. They lost a lot of guys. They lost the defensive coordinator. He's not a coach for the Cardinals. That's why the Cardinals defense is actually pretty good against the Commanders. Like they're losing guys because your team is so good, where people want you, right? Like be careful. Eagles can get got. So if you're gonna spoiler alert, I know Shabazz is picking the Vikings tomorrow because he kind of mentioned it earlier. I would not be surprised if the Vikings win because that Eagles defense can get thrown on. They can. But again, we'll break down that game tomorrow. Eagles win, gritty game. Shout out to Tom Brady being the whole like, oh my god, they celebrate you for no cool. But like Patriots are just trying, man. I don't know who they got next week, but it's like, damn, they just it's just blech. They got the Dolphins Sunday Night Football. That's gonna be a great game, and I know they won't play man coverage against freaking Tua. Like, but Eagles win, ugly game. I don't really got nothing else to say about it.
I low key once it was close, I was like, I hope the Patriots win. Bro, I love chaos. I love chaos. So I don't like I got the bet right, but at what cost? Type shit. Like I feel like if the Patriots had won that game, which they were almost close, it would have sent like a like yo, because offensively, and this is why, like yo, bro, you got a new offensive coordinator. Similar to us, and we don't play in the preseason. Jalen Hurts didn't play a snap in the preseason either, and that's why you're shaky. This is why, and I feel like moving forward, you only get 3 preseason games. It used to be 4. Like I know it used to be. You used to have 2 days and all that. So you get 1 practice a day. You get 3 preseason games. I feel like if y'all play one of those games, half, a quarter, just to get some rhythm, then you're good to go. But playing no snaps with a new OC, that's how you know. And then also, I think you were right. They definitely played soft. They played conservative as like crazy because it was 16-0, and last year's Eagles would probably went for 40 or 30 something. Where they just kept throwing bombs to AJ Brown or Devontae, but there was no bombs to be thrown. It was very lackluster, and a part of me wants to blame Jalen Hurts for the rust. Fair. Part of me wants to blame the OC and Nick Sirianni for being soft. Like, come on. Like, it's week 1. You got to have a statement. Yo, what's your statement? What kind of coach do you want to be? What kind of OC do you want to be? You're a new guy. Where's your imprint on the scheme? With the Ravens, you saw what Tom Huckin wanted to do. With Shane Steichen, with Anthony Richardson, you saw what he wanted to do. Well, Jalen Hurts, you got one of the best quarterbacks in the game Where I don't even know your name. The OC, I don't know his name. Whatever his name is. What kind of OC do you want to be? Because eventually you want to be a head coach. So now you're a reflection of that right now. So they got to get right. They got to get right because they play the Vikings, and like you said, they can get got. So it might be a shootout or it might be a blowout like last year, week 2. Which is ironic. They played them again week 2, but whatever. Moving. Rams
Man,
Seattle, bro. Shocker, shocker. I was pleasantly shocked. I love chaos, so I was like, damn, fucked up my bets. I ain't gonna lie, but I was like, all right, it's whatever. I think it was Broussard said it, and I don't. It's low key believable, but like Geno Smith has even figured out because, but it also hurts when I think both your tackles both go down against Aaron Donald. That's not gonna help either. Because I know the Rams roster wise aren't the best, but they still got Aaron Donald, who was a Hall of Famer, one of the best I ever do. So it's like, come on. And then the Rams had freaking Tyrod the other day, and then he had Puka Nua, whatever,
some random rookie, bro.
random kid from BYU. He cooked, like legit cooked. He's gonna probably be the number one person on the waiver wire. Like he legit cooked, and you're like, all right, that's cool. If I'm the Rams, I'm happy. You know, y'all ain't get spanked. Y'all off to a good start, and you know, Cooper Cup could, you know, well, I think they can be competitive. Hey, but maybe it's week 1. Sean McVay had a lot of time to prepare. Maybe. But they went at Seattle, which is not an easy thing to do. So shout out to them. Gino got to get better. JSN got to get better as well because he dropped a lot of passes too. But they'll get there. They'll get there.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to see who does Seattle got this week. Seattle plays the Lions week 2, and
That's tough.
that's a tough game because again we just saw Thursday Night Football. Hey, Aiden Hutchinson, if your tackles aren't there, Aiden Hutchinson's gonna eat. You're gonna feast. And off 10 days rest, and they have time to prepare for you, bro. I'm not picking the Lions in my survivor pool. That's for sure. But I'm definitely like tomorrow. Spoiler alert, I'm picking the Lions to beat the Seahawks. Show the team that you're actually for real. You have 10 days off. Be ready to go. But yeah, it's like Rams. They kind of put everybody on notice. Hey, we still here. We still got a potential Hall of Fame guy named Matthew Stafford, who's a dog, who's a baller. Yeah, they have rarely any weapons. No name guys. They have Tutu Atwell, who we kind of know, but that rookie guy, I don't even know. I don't even try to butcher his name because I don't want to be disrespectful. But they got that running game. They got Aaron Donald on defense. That's kind of all you need. You're going into the game. You're like, okay, Seattle. You have DK. You have Tyler Lockett. You have Kenneth Walker coming back. You have Geno Smith, who had a career resurgence. You have an offensive line that's solid but not great. But you have a defense full of rookies who were last year rookies, and now they get that game experience. So hopefully you got better. They just got exposed. And I picked them to win. I picked them to win the division. I think I changed it to the Niners, but I got them in the playoffs. Like again, you don't want to overreact to week 1. You don't because again, anything can happen. You don't know if it's a trend, if it's a blip, but Seahawks got to get your shit together. But a team that wants to get their shit together, and I'm glad. Where the New York fans at? Where the Giants fans? Vindication. I said the Giants is going to be ass. Last place in the division. What are they? Last place in the division. Now it's after week 1, so I got to be fair. But 0 points, bro. Scored the lowest amount of points in week 1. By a lot. By a lot. It's
Bengals scored 3.
Yeah, but would you rather be the Bengals right now or the Giants right now?
True.
You paid this guy $40 million for what? I don't even want to talk about the Cowboys defense showed up. Dak Prescott didn't even do much. He didn't have to do much. Cruise control. Chill. Cool. Tony Pollard ran 2 touchdowns in. A touchdown and a fumble, but he did his thing. Cool. Offense didn't have to do nothing. You literally know nothing about the Cowboys offense. It's everything about the defense and everything about Daniel Jones and that offensive line. If it's not Saquon making something happen, that offense is ass. I'll say that again. If it's not Saquon Barkley being Superman, and literally carrying this team on his back. The Giants' offense is ass. And yet you pay a man $40 million for what? Oh, his offensive line was bad. Oh, he didn't really have receivers. You go get a guy in Darren Waller who kind of showed up in the second half and got a lot of cut, try to get something going. But dude, you pay a guy when you could pay other people. Like Giants offense leaving a lot to be desired. And they played the Cardinals week 2. I was like, oh, I had a whole map that I was like, oh, fade the Cardinals every week. I got the Giants potentially beating the. Now I'm not gonna be dumb. I'm gonna pick the Giants to win in money line, straight up bets. I don't even know the spread yet. We'll figure that out tomorrow. But for Survivor, the Giants are not touching my picks until I see drastic improvement from Daniel Jones. Now, albeit Dallas defense might be one of the top 3 units of all of football, because their biggest weakness. Again, I watch people. I watch other people. I'm not that smart. I watch other people be smart. Word, shout out to Stephen A. Their biggest defense, weakness last year was opposite of Trayvon Diggs, and they got that in Stephon Gilmore, who had a pick. So it's like they have very little weakness on that defensive front. Niners defense probably give them a run for their money. Jets defense, we'll talk about them next. We'll give them a lot for their money. But top 3 defense in the league? And that's something that we already knew coming in. What team looked worse? Steelers, Bengals, or the Giants? I'd say the Giants because they literally got nothing. Nothing offensively. Nothing. Saquon Barkley in a bag of chips. But again, you pay this guy $40 million and Daniel Jones for what? To look like
40 mil could have been used to pay Saquon and get a top flight wide receiver.
You didn't have to pay him. You did not have to pay Daniel Jones. You could have franchise tagged him. You could have franchise tagged him again and say, prove it. Last year was a fluke, or was it a trend in the right direction, or was it a blip in the road? Last year was a blip. I don't think he's good. And Giants fans are freaking delusional saying Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, oh my God, he's not good. When are y'all Giants fans going to listen to me? Bro, I'm not trying to say the guy shouldn't be having a job. He could be a good backup somewhere. But if you think he's going to win you a Super Bowl, you're absolutely delusional. Absolutely delusional. More than Cowboys fans, which is really crazy for me to say. Cowboys looking like your Super Bowl pick, looking real strong. I gotta give you that. Giants, they made me look strong with their last place in the division. So they're 45-0. There's not much you can really talk about this game, other than just like the outcomes and like the future site. But 45-0. 45-0.
It was 40, right?
40. I thought it was 45-0.
No, I thought it was only. I don't even down 40 though. 40 piece. Not 45. Wait, I confirm.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. It was 40. 40. 40-0.
All right, so
40-0.
40-0. So I have a couple notes. One, I completely agree. Why are you paying Daniel Jones 40 mil? That's a lot of bread. You could have paid Saquon a 2 for 25, a 2 for 30. Give him some extra bread, not go through all that turmoil and trauma. I said drama. That's one. Prove it. That's why people have one good season and you're like, oh my God, we gotta no. Because prior to that, Daniel Jones was Danny Dope. People knew him as a guy who fumbled or intercepted once every single game. Literally, that was like a prominent thing for him. Like he was turning over the rock every game. And now you want to pay him that. So now you're locked in for him for 4 years after this season. It's just insane. But that's one. Two, it's kind of hard to bash the Giants when football guys are just like, it's not your night, big dog. you get your field goal blocked. First of all, that first drive was like okay. Then that holding call. Oh no, I think it was a full start. Full start, took it back 5 yards. Then you get sacked, so there's more. So then you get your field goal blocked for a touchdown. Not even just blocked for a touchdown, right? Then was it a fumble? Was it a pick? What they called it a pick. Saquon had it, popped up his hands, pick six. You're already down 13 because the kicker missed the kick. Sorry, Notre Dame. Sorry. It's you're down 13-0. Then you throw another pick later down the line. Then you just get bodied, sacked. You got sacked 7 times. My beef is with Dable because why was he still in there? Like once that I think in the third quarter, Sterling Shepard was running and Trayvon popped it out of his hand. And he fumbled. I was like, all right, at this point, like there's no way. Like the Browns was spanking the Bengals and made like right in the beginning of the fourth quarter, Joe Burrow was up the rest of the game because they was like, all right, we're not gonna win this one. It's okay. Why make him go through that extra punishment for no reason? All hits those hits add up. So he got sacked 7 times. That's like at least 3 or 4 that he didn't need to get. That the backup, which is Tyrod Taylor, he could have gotten.
I don't know, man.
Come
Giants
on now.
have a lot to be desired, man. So,
yeah, but we're gonna see. Cowboys, they got a test next Sunday now. They got a test next Sunday against this Jets defense.
bro,
We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. But for today, Bills.
Oh, there's a lot of takeaways from this game, bro.
There's a lot of takeaways. So, all right. First of all, Prince Aaron Rodgers. You know, it's unfortunate. It's low key. He's about to be 40 in a couple of months. I feel like at this point, it's like you might want to consider retirement because you're about to be 40. You're about to recover from a torn Achilles. Like that's insane. That's one. Two.
Before that, on the Aaron Rodgers thing, he hurt his calf at the start of training camp. So similar to KD, he had a calf strain, and that led to him tearing his Achilles as well. So again, this is talk about preseason, talk about injuries and all that stuff. Anything can happen. And people will blame it the turf and all that stuff. No, it's bodies happen, injuries happen. But yes, Aaron Rodgers, hopefully successful surgery and maybe come back next year, ready to go. Maybe not, but I wanted to mention that point because people are like, oh, how do you get it? That's what happened. Calf strain, beginning of the season, and then that leads to more injuries if it's not dealt with properly. Continue.
So then you're like, all right, now the Bills gotta win, right? Gotta win, right? No. Fucking like football gods was like, it's 9/11 in New York or Jersey, but representing New York. You're like, yo, the Jets gotta take this. Ironically, the Jets gotta win on 9/11, which is insane. But how did they win? Josh Allen. My biggest takeaway, you could probably talk about the Jets side. I don't know. One thing I mentioned about the Jets, Garrett Wilson's a dog. Brees Hall's a dog. Dalvin Cook's a dog. Literally similar to Brock Purdy. If Zach Wilson could just steer the ship and not fuck it up, Gucci. You could be in a lot of games with that defense you got. Because you're forcing Josh Allen to throw 3 picks to the same guy. I think Jordan Whitehead I think he had more catches than Gabe Davis. I gotta confirm that. While Natural talks, I will confirm that. But like, bro, and then he fumbled twice on the same play. He bobbled a snap, picks it up, instead of just like letting it go, he getting runs. But then my biggest beef, right? My biggest gripe with this guy, talented, high ceiling, all that. When he's low, he's low. Like when he's not hitting, and you think, Diggs had 100 yards, calm, 100 yards in a touchdown, which low key should not have been a touchdown. I think they just wanted to give it to him. I don't know, but his decision making is subpar. It is very much subpar. Like he thinks he's freaking John Morant trying to dunk on everybody. Like, bro, no, bro. Like that does not help. That doesn't work all the time. Now it works. People think it's attractive when he's like 6'5", he's running over people and jumping over people. That's cool. But if you could jump over one person, when you try to jump over two folks, and you're not even close to the first down, you're just diving just for the sake of diving. Like you're not thinking. You're not thinking. And I appreciate Diggs. Like, yo, we got this, bro. Let's lock in. We got this, bro. We got this. I love that because they had it. They ran down the field, kicked the field goal, forced the overtime. You're like, all right, cool, but like, bro, it's the little things. It's the little things. Throwing 3 interceptions. One was basically a punt. All right, cool. One was a forced pass to Diggs because you ain't see I'm pretty sure he didn't see the safety because if you don't throw that, you don't not throw that rock. If it was 1-on-1, maybe. Oh, Diggs make a play, calm. But like Jordan Whitehead just literally just blanketed. He was just chilling. Give me that. And then that third one, Jordan Whitehead made a great play. But bro, come on, son. Bills got to lock in. You play the Raiders. I hope they win. We gonna see. I love chaos though. So for me, it was nice seeing and especially how the Jets won too. It was great to see that. So that was the chaos I love with you. But I'll confirm that stat though.
All right. So before as we don't confirm this, I want to show you how the actual play. I'm gonna talk while the play is going. So this is insane. The guy catches it to the right. Punt coverage sucks, and he returns it 65 yards to the crib. And I didn't watch Hard Knocks, but apparently this guy like earned his spot by being like one of the best people in the game, right? Being the best personalities in Hard Knocks. Jets win on 9-11 due to this play. It's crazy. It's crazy. Josh Allen having 4 turnovers. You're muted, by the way.
So Jordan Whitehead had 3 picks. Gabe Davis caught 2 passes.
Bro, crazy. But
hey, that's Moosie's man's? Come on.
There's a lot. There's not as many takeaways as I really thought about it. One, Aaron Rodgers getting hurt sucks. For the future, like, okay, what the hell are they gonna do? Defense and running game. That's when you first taught, but back in the day, late 2000s, early 2010s, what travels no matter what? Defense, running game, the trenches. That's something you need to know, and that's something you need to have for especially a team when you're about to be on your backup quarterback. I'm not a Jets fan. I'm not saying I don't know anything about the future. All I know is that defense is legit as hell. Yeah, Diggs had a lot of yards, and Diggs got his moments against Sauce Gardner, for sure. But nobody else ate against that defense. Like stopping the run. Now James Cook was actually doing some good shit for the Bills. Finally got a running back who can do some things and actually make some plays. But it's kind of like I always say, turnovers and penalties. When you start a drive and you start going, and then boom, you get a penalty, and then boom, you throw an interception for no reason. Like you just want to make a highlight. Yeah, you're a highlight real guy. You're a highlight machine. Josh Allen is fantastic. You're you're a cover athlete for Madden. Everyone, you're awesome to play. Like, just an awesome dude. You're a wholesome guy. But at some point, Brian Daboll is really missed in Buffalo. And I said it last year. Because he's doing the same kind of thing with Daniel Jones. And I'll give Daniel Jones a little bit of credit. He stopped turning the ball over. Now he doesn't have that amazing arm as Josh Allen. He doesn't try to do extra shit because he doesn't have the receivers for that. But Josh Allen, that effort meter, bro, the Josh Allen roller coaster of emotions, even in the game itself, is insane. And you mentioned it, when the lows, when it starts snowballing, it gets low. His confidence gets shot. And he's like, yo, he owned up to it. He's like, yo, this is my bad. This is a bad game. Like, I get that. And he understands that. But, like, damn. Like, this is bad. For the Jets side, defense carried. Breece Hall come back from an ACL, looked like he never even got hurt. That's all I really got, man. Football's back, and I was really excited to talk about this today. I was like, oh, we back. We want to talk about football and stuff like that. But week one, there was a lot of like this ugliness. Hopefully,
Yeah,
and it's probably because of the preseason thing. It's probably like you mentioned. You mentioned it really well. Like, hey, teams not practicing. Teams not really practicing like that anymore. Nor playing in the preseason. It's kind of like college football, right? College football, they go straight into the game, straight into it. They don't really have uh scrimmages with other teams or like team practices or whatever, joint practices. They don't have that. They don't have anything. So it's like, but they practice from basically all summer, like
yeah.
practice, like try to install plays and all that good stuff. The NFL, they don't really have that. They don't have real life competition until week one, kind of nowadays. So it's in that
I
college
don't know.
model.
Yeah, I don't know what a D1's life is like. I went to a D3 school, but like I was in RA for these football players, bro. They're like 7 o'clock, if that, like 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30 to like 7 o'clock at night. And this is walkthroughs. This is they having like 2 a days. They're walking. We're watching film. Like they're doing a lot. I'm pretty sure for D1 is like from sun up to sundown type shit. And depending where you at, even in the summer, that's like slave heat. You know what I'm saying? Down SEC, Alabama, Tennessee, shit like that. So
Point is,
practices.
oh,
Point is,
point
good.
is, NFL. I mean, yes, it's back. Overall, good product. Obviously, like the margin of, and this is the overall thing. And I'll end it with this. There's two things. Wins. You want to get wins in this league. There's no asterisk with a win. Right? There's obviously when you win, cool. It's easy to clean things up so you don't lose those close games. But every win, treat them as like equal. You try to go 1-0 every week. That's the goal. 1-0. So now some teams are 1-0. Some teams are 0-1. Make those adjustments to stay undefeated or get the win that they desperately deserve. That's the first point. Second point, man, it's good to have football back, but everyone thinking that, oh, this game is easy, though this is an easy win or this is an easy
Mm.
dub. There's a small margin of error for NFL teams. Like the Jets, literally lowest starting quarterback, right? But they force 4 turnovers and still win the game. Why? Because the margin of error is so small. Like you have to be. I'm not saying perfect, but you have to not shoot yourself in the foot. Ravens and Texans, right? Oh, Ravens are favored by 10. Yeah, won by 16. Cool. But it took a long time, and it's still probably quite you still leave the game with question marks. Is that offense still gonna gel eventually? Yes, it will. Your defense looks fantastic. Cool. It always does. But this was a kind of game where you try to test out those new plays in the offense, try to see who you have, who can you trust, and other stuff like that. It's like, oh, it's the Texans, the Commanders. Literally, oh, they have Eric Bieniemy. He's a first-time OC without Patrick Mahomes. He's a first-time dealing with a damn near rookie quarterback. They have a lot of things to clean up with, right? It's every game in the NFL is not designed to be easy. There are easy, quote unquote, easy games, but it's 60 minutes, it's 11 on 11. It's up to the players to go out and play. And if they don't perform, if they have an injury that no one really knows about, or they're lingering injuries, that shit it add up. Colts could have upset the Jags, could have, but they make the plays when they make to. A small margin of error. It's not like in college where you'll have Alabama facing freaking Rice. No, you're facing professional athletes who get paid not as much, or they might not be as good, but they're still professional athletes who get paid, and it's their job to do their job. So never take for granted a quote unquote easy win or easy game because your team could get upset just like anybody else. So that's my soapbox. I'm done. Is there any comments you have left?
Any given Sunday, man. I'm happy football's back. Like you mentioned, any given Sunday, anybody can get got on any day. So we're gonna talk about talk about more of this tomorrow. Week 2 predictions tomorrow, 8:30. Be there or be there. You know what I'm saying? You got no choice. You got no choice. I saw that from my girl. I ain't gonna lie. She said it to me. She's like, "You'll be there or be there," and I was like, I write that down. I write that down. Be there or be there. 8:30 tomorrow. I'm Shabazz. That's 90 Baps. From me, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend to tell a friend, and see you guys tomorrow.